Welcome to the Bon Spiritus channel. Life is a journey. What is the duration of the trip? It depends on our choices and needs for our spiritual, moral and intellectual evolution. Departure. God, we are God's creatures. Destiny. God, the destiny of the plane is God. Who's the pilot of the plane? Jesus is our guide and model who leads us to God. Who are the crew of the plane? Our angels, guardians, besides God. Who else should we thank for our reincarnation? We should thank our parents, grandparents and ancestors for our family life. Without them, our reincarnation would not be possible. How do we choose our parents and family? Our parents chose us and we chose them to reincarnate and progress on the plane in an environment chosen by us. Both the family and the environment are necessary to our previously established mission. According to the explanations of the Spirit, Andrew Louis, in the book Missionaries of the Light, at the time of planning an incarnation, skilled spirits help us in choosing a physical body, a family, a profession, as well as a socio-economic situation that can contribute in a favorable way to meet the main objective of the incarnation. Who are the passengers on the plane? Our family, our neighborhood, the people we work in, and the society we live in. We originate from Earth orbit. While incarnated, we are in physical clothing. One day, we will return to our spiritual homeland. We are traveling spirits. We are just passing through the earth in our various incarnations and missions. We can live alone, isolated from the world. We are not born, cannot and should not live alone, isolated from the world. We have to make connections, redo mistakes made in other incarnations. What is the purpose of our reincarnation? Repairing mistakes of the past, intellectual evolution, improvement of feelings, overcoming conflicts, and being useful in the social environment. We reincarnate for our spiritual, moral and intellectual progression. Learning in this life requires accounting, coexistence and respect for all beings inhabited on our planet, incarnated and disembodied spirits, animals, plants and minerals. What should we do so that our incarnation is put to good use? The one who leads us, that is, the pilot of the plane, is Jesus. Our destiny is God, but to get to God we have to follow Jesus and His lessons, because He is the way, the truth and the life. Is it possible to get off the plane? We are traveling on a plane that will only land at its destination. There's no way. Stop. Low. The plane won't break down. The plane won't run out of kerosene. And the plane won't crash. Where is the nearest airport? We grow, learn from our mistakes and successes, and evolve spiritually, morally, and intellectually inside the plane, because there is no way to get off the plane. The nearest airport is Celestial World. We will go through vicissitudes during the journey. During our journey there will be transformations, contrary and unfavorable circumstances, casual and unpredictable to the so-called vicissitudes of life. We have to go through the adversities of the incarnation. There will be tears, but also smiles, health problems and all kinds. However, we must evolve, overcome our trials and atonements which are just and necessary. How do we share the blessings and mercies received from God during the journey? We have to do our intimate makeover in mid-flight. The blessings and mercies given by God are so many that we must share them with our family, friends, and especially with the most needy and helpless. In this way, we continue to evolve in each reincarnation. The Earth orb is a school. The terrestrial orb is a planet of trials and atonements. Proofs are tests and difficulties that have no relation to mistakes made in the past. Trials are challenging situations, chosen by the Spirit itself or by spiritual benefactors, to evaluate or strengthen the virtues. Atonement is a penalty that serves as proof, but not all proof is an atonement. Therefore, the terrestrial orb is a school. We have to pass the year, that is, evolve spiritually, morally, and intellectually. If we repeat every year, we have to take the test again, that is, we reincarnate. The Earth orb is a hospital. The terrestrial orb, being a planet of trials and atonements, is also a hospital. In other words, from our evil inclinations and our tendencies to practice evil during classes, at school, break, that is, fun. Unfortunately, there are people who believe that in school, there is only recess or fun time. Without commitments, exercising their rights, but not their previously established duties, they learn almost nothing. That is, they do not evolve and need new reincarnations, with new tests and new atonements. On the other hand, by exercising their free will and bad choices, they do not heal themselves. That is, they do not leave the ICU of the hospital, they do not go to the hospital room, much less leave the hospital to then return to school to learn and evolve spiritually. Thus, they become even more spiritually sick, getting increasingly sick physically. Entering a vicious circle, they suffer, do not heal, and suffer again. They suffer, do not heal, and suffer again without knowing why. In this way of living, not punitive, but educational on the part of God, brothers in Christ, we need to constantly love God and our neighbor, be tolerant, forgive, and be charitable.
Constant love for God and neighbors, tolerance, forgiveness, and charity are essential. Practice Jesus' gospel daily for a prosperous journey.